12 songs for the entire Line Barrel OST?
That's not like, I mean, I guess for 24
That's kind of
episodes.
expected, yeah, for at least from what I could notice watching the show.
Hugh Hefner died? Holy shit.
What? He did?
Yeah.
How'd he die?
Show's canceled. We gotta go pay a memorial to Hugh Hefner.
Shit.
It's better than talking about this.
Oh god, anything to deter us away from this. Alright,
Hugh Hefner died to give us this chance.
alright, tell you the truth, I feel like I just can't ask the normal questions.
It's okay, I have a few.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, guys, welcome to this week's Anime Analytics, where we watched a two-core anime, which is pretty much 24 episodes or just slightly longer. And this week's episode was Line Barrels, a mecha anime. It was made in 2009, along with some really great animes that actually came out during its time. But for some reason, this one got a good score on my anime list. So let's just go ahead and get right into the questioning. First, let's all introduce ourselves. I'm Diggy Stock, president of Otaku Anonymous. Go ahead, Echo.
I'm Echo, the Scottish one.
Larry.
I'm Larry, co-president.
Silver.
I'm Silver, and I'm sorry for this week.
Sunny.
I'm Sunny, and I guess I'm the odd weeb out here.
Alright, let's just get right into it. Let me just ask the question that we prerequisite. Oh, let me go ahead and give you a quick summary of this anime. It's about a guy who is like, I want to be a hero. He gets killed by a robot. Oops, guess I'm a hero by accident because the robot brought me back to life because for some reason this robot has magical powers. Let me get brought back to life. I can now punch through walls and I am a big ass dick, but it's okay. I'm gonna fist fight my friend and then he's gonna be like, you're not a dick. And he's gonna be like, yeah, you're right. And then he dies and then I kill everybody. And then oh, I'm still going to school, but I also work for the government. And this is all like within 5 episodes. It's just okay. I think, and then from then on, he just goes and fights people from another dimension, apparently. And in that world, they have magic and mechs are. I don't even really know what was going on, to be honest. They didn't do a good job at explaining what it doesn't advanced.
Advanced science. Very,
It
very
was
advanced
terrible.
science.
It was terrible.
I mean,
they didn't do a good job at explaining anything.
That was the explanation.
I'm gonna be
The other
honest,
dimension was very advanced.
subtitles.
They're they actually
Yeah.
where the robots, the mechs came from. Ooh, I like that background. Where the mechs came from, they actually did a really good job explaining that one thing. Like literally, they did the guy was explaining it to the main character, and he was like, "Hey, look, so when you are in a universe, and you get to a certain point, there's a choice, and one universe goes this way, makes that choice, and the other one goes this way, and it keeps
But why
diverging."
are the robots magic, Silver?
Yeah, why can it just bring someone back to life who's been decaying for like months? That doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Or get to that. Okay.
What do you mean decaying for months?
Oh my
Just
god, this
hold
is just
on to the
absolute
bullet.
shit.
They
It
brought him
shouldn't
back
even.
within like a
it
few
should-
minutes.
It shouldn't even. No, the second guy, the guy who, like, obviously the rip-off character designs of Gantz characters, because it came out around, not around the same time, but obviously inspired by it, and it was just fucking terrible. And, okay. Let's just
what?
go down the list and talk about what we expected this anime to be before watching it. Echo, you can go first.
I honestly don't know what I expected, but what I got was I felt like I had tubes drilled into the back of my skull that slowly but surely drained away my will to live.
Larry?
Well, when you read the summary, you kind of get the feeling of it's gonna be like, oh, I've been bullied. It's like it's kind of like Ippo or all those other stories where people get bullied and then they become like really strong and then they fight for justice, or they change into a better person and becoming, they're still them but they're better. But yeah, not this one. Yeah, not this one.
Silver.
So, I was told that this was a decent mech anime, so I was expecting, from where it came out, a good plot and mechs and something that could kind of stand up to a Gundam show from around the same time. What I got was a Snapchat from Lemcott of a turd in a toilet.
No.
Got it.
Sunny.
I didn't really have any expectations. I expected there to be. I mean, I don't really watch mech shows, so I was expecting a lot more giant robots fighting. There was moderate amounts of giant robots fighting, but I expected more.
Okay. So Mark wrote a whole summary. Larry, you want to go ahead and read that?
But in my wait, I had really low expectations coming into the anime. I didn't particularly like the art style at first. Well, I mean, I didn't like Ippo's, but that shit was really good, so that's why I try not to go for art style. But in my honest opinion, I actually don't mind Line Barrel. It wasn't that great, but wasn't complete trash in my opinion. I wanted to see how it ended, so I guess it did something right to me at least. I haven't really seen that many mech anime, so I don't really know all that much about the mech tropes. My opinion would have probably changed if I saw a better mech anime, but I didn't mind this anime in my opinion. I wanted to finish it, so it did something for me. And I would have to agree, it's not super bad. I mean, there's bad anime, and then there's Line Barrel. And Line Barrel is like, it was I
Like, I guess you could say it's at the line.
Yeah,
I didn't give my opinion.
It barely crossed the line of being okay, I think.
Actually, okay, let me go ahead. So before watching this anime, I actually thought, oh well, it won a vote against I'll Know Zero and even Iron Blooded Orphans. Like shit, like this actually must be a good anime, or at least a decent mech. And some of us from the GBA, we've watched a lot of mech anime, and this was probably the worst ever. And that's saying something, because there's like a lot of shit mech anime out there that just doesn't do a good job at fight scenes or explaining what's going on, or like this was like the storyline was terrible. Like, just things didn't make sense. Every person's action was just so stupid. And I really hate that we watched this. And that's what I have to say about that. I wasted a good part of my day feeding myself this, and at some point I got a headache. You too, right, Echo? Like, my stomach was hurting. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah. We reached the same... I think we were watching, like, almost at the same point. At the same time, I kind of slowed down because I needed a break before I threw myself out of a window into a blaze of fire, hopefully. And yeah, we ended up getting headaches.
It was bad to binge watch. This is not
Yes.
something you binge watch.
Correct.
Okay, so let's go down the list. Out of... Oh god, that's not... That's Gundam. That's a good anime. I'm sorry. That's not supposed to be on the list. What is that doing there? Anyways. Oh, I also got some... Hold on. Let me refresh some of these. I also got some of my Zelda pictures. Okay, let's go about what your favorite scene from the anime was. Okay, Echo, you first.
Well, favorite scene is probably putting it a bit nicely, but the scene I hated the absolute least was the scene when after all of their machines were like locked and they couldn't operate them, the only one that they could use was Line Barrel. And they get the memory card thing to unlock them, and there's that scene where they break into the place and it's like a spy movie, and that was okay, I guess.
Larry. Oh, but by the way, have you guys read the thing I put down in chat? Not chat, the...
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and put it down now because we gotta start the vote soon. Larry.
Trying to get the name.
I'm trying to pick out of
Larry, you're muted.
Oh, what the heck? I thought I unmuted. It's weird because I binged like 20 episodes and I stopped for like a week and I finished the last 4. So I guess the scene that spoke out the most to me, it was probably the funniest scene. It was probably my favorite because it was like the turning point that I was kind of like, all right, this series done. I'm done with this series. Was when his friend came back to life. Cause there is no fucking story. It was like, my friend's dead. This is the turning point of the main character's development. Like he is now becoming a man. He has a reason to fight. They killed his friends. Cool. You know, all of a sudden he's back and he don't remember jack. Like he came back to life and he doesn't remember anything. All he remembers was that you need to go back to your original self, being really stupid. And then he's like, no. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll fight with you. Like, that shit was fucking hilarious. I was like, I'm done with this fucking anime at this point.
Silver?
So, my favorite scene was the credits of the last episode. But yeah, no, like what Echo said, like I liked some of the like little fights with the mechs. The mech designs themselves I thought the mechs were designed well. The whole story about them, meh. So basically anytime there were just mechs on the screen and no talking was good.
Yeah. So, Sunny. Larry, can you write a small description for that one? Sunny, go ahead.
I can't think of any particular scene that stood out. Really. I mean, I've thought about this over the past few months, and I really can't think of anything.
My favorite scene was the small moments they had good animation that wasn't done with CGI anime.
What?
That's it. Like the small scene, because like all the robot scenes were pretty okay. Like they were cool fight scenes. I'll give the anime that. The anime had cool fight scenes with giant, nice designed robots. Okay, the robots looked cool. But just the small scenes where like the animation was fluid and not that scratched up kind of drawing style they were going for. You know what I mean? Because, like, you can get any still from this anime, and it's gonna look like absolute shit, but there were some moments where the animation was very fluid, and it only lasted for, like, a couple of seconds, like, usually when he fell, or, like, usually when there's a naked girl or something, some bullshit. Some bullshit ass reason.
I feel.
Those small moments.
I am going to pick, when the first time after, betrayal of, Reiji, when he fought him just outside of
Yeah, that was pretty lit.
of the headquarters. That is my choice.
Yeah, the 3D animation for the thing actually surprised me. It's actually pretty good.
I've seen much worse.
I don't even think it was bad. That was the thing. I don't even think that it was actually bad.
I think
like,
it was
it being,
good for its time.
Yeah, for it being 2009, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is a really fucking good. This is a really fucking really well
But
done.
the thing is, like, I've noticed there's a theme with animes that use CGI for fighting or mechas and stuff like that, and that's usually when, what do you call it, okay, so, like, when they do that, you think they would put all their other money into animating the characters, you know what I mean? But usually it doesn't turn out that way. Usually both animations just look like shit. You know? Because then you have, I'm sorry to say, it's not even fair to compare this. Then you have fight scenes in robots like Gurren Lagann or Evangelion, which was even earlier than that. And it just like, is there any excuse? Is there any excuse other than having a low budget? Like, is there any excuse for that? That it just pains me.
Wait, Gurren Lagann came out after, didn't it? Not 2007
No,
or 2009?
2007.
Oh.
Yeah, it has no
Gurren Lagann-
excuse.
Yeah.
This
Gurren Lagann's
has
10
no
anniversary.
excuse. It's just bad. The only excuse they have is that it's... No, Gonzo has a lot of money for animation. They spent 24 episodes worth of animation on this. Why did they have that? Why was that a choice?
Yeah, Gonzo's got stuff. Like, Gonzo's done good work.
I mean, I dislike Gantz, but Gantz was good animation, and that was even before that, and it was still animated by the same
sure
people.
Cats was good animation?
They kept a very realistic look, and it was good for its time. They kept a very realistic look to each of the characters. This looks like chicken scratches. It looks bad. Animation-wise, terrible.
I mean, if you compare it to the greatest parts of the medium, then sure. When I was watching this, it felt
If you
like
even go
just
back
the
even
first...
further, like Gundam
Yeah, but
Zeta, like
You're
that
talking
was
about
incredible.
some of the greatest and most highly
Okay,
just
let me go ahead and
acclaimed
Google some then.
shows.
Go ahead
It doesn't
and
matter
Google
how
some.
far you go back.
Mecha anime. I probably could find
It's-
anything that's better than this shit.
I mean, we were talking about the CGI, and the CGI
Yeah, the
is well done
CGI.
for 2008. I don't think the others
2009.
that you're talking about were CGI at all. I think they were all just regular animation, which takes a lot of work, and it is impressive, but Line Barrels is not necessarily held up as, like, one of the pillars of just anime in general. Like, when you're talking about something like Gurren Lagann or Evangelion, those are just cornerstones of all of anime, pretty much. But when I was watching Line Barrels,
Oh,
it
God.
felt like I was like, I looked at when it aired, and I'm like, it felt like it aired sooner than that. It felt like it was early 2000s, late 2000s. But I think that's just the style.
It
I hate
looks a
it.
lot
It doesn't
like
look bad.
Gundam Seed.
It
And
does.
Gundam Seed was 2002.
Yeah, and Gundam Seed had hand-drawn animation and was even longer than Line Barrels.
Yeah.
But just the same, Gundam Seed isn't highly acclaimed. Matter of fact, same creator, and it's also the same creator of Scride, and Scride had absolutely...
Oh.
Scride had absolutely no CGI. It was just all hand-drawn fighting. But that one... I don't think that one was very good, if I remember it correctly.
So, I kind of liked Scride, but when I started watching it, I was like, man, this really feels like a mixture of Gundam Seed and Scride, and then the whole, like, alternate universe, parallel timeline stuff came in, and I was like, man, it really is Gundam Seed meets Scride.
It really
Well,
is,
let's-
yeah.
Let's not also forget that Macross Frontier came out right after this was done, and it was like a million times better.
And that one had, I bet that one had even a lower budget. You know what else had like a really small budget? Like a really small budget, and the animation was just amazing? It was, Uraka 7. Uraka 7 had an amazing, just 50 episodes.
And that shit was
amazing
old.
animation. And that shit's older than this. I feel like this has no excuse for having everything about it be terrible. I hate it. Even Big O looks better than this, and that was in the 80s. We should have watched Big O.
The only
Should have
thing
watched Big O.
literally the only thing I enjoyed of this were the mech designs. I like the mech designs.
That fucking
Yeah, I
Anubis-looking
agree.
motherfucker.
It looks like
Oh.
Anubis.
The mech designs are great.
There's nothing wrong with Anubis, man. You got what's it called? Zone of the Enders looking like Anubis.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a good one.
I forgot the name of it. They have JoJo stand names, where their names are just an English word written in all caps, like Pretender or Deceiver.
You're right.
I forget the name of the blue one, but the blue one was the one I liked.
Oh, let's go on to the next topic. Characters. What's your favorite character, Echo?
Okay, so for not any good reasons, it's a three-way tie between the twins, whose names I forget because I want to erase this from my memory, and the dude with the dreadlocks and the katana.
That fucking savage, yeah.
That dude who just pops up out of nowhere, just kicks
Savage.
ass and then fucks up.
I want to fight people. Fucking.
But yeah, it's them for no particular. Well, I was gonna say for no particular reason, but maybe it's just because the rest of the cast was insufferable.
You know, I
Who's your just least favorite by default? Process of elimination.
wait, is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Wait, what was the question again? I'm like blacked out.
Favorite character.
Favorite character. Ooh, heavy breath. Let's see. The president. The fucking president. The president of Judas Corporation. Why? Because he. Huh? What?
Nothing.
Oh, because he took one for the fucking team. Also, while he was the
didn't
president,
need to.
he had to die to become. He had to die to become the machine. But was that? And I like how he was always joking. He is a man I aspire to be. I want to be a top dog, but I always want to be fucking around. That's why.
Silver.
Favorite character?
Yes.
Least hated character is the blonde guy that's from his school that he was like, yeah, women, and then became an enemy, but then became a friend. Whatever his name was. Yeah, Zomioji or what.
Blonde boy.
Yeah, blonde boy. Like, just because he was just like, yeah, whatever, I'm here for fun! And he wasn't, like, lying to himself about what he wanted to do any of the stuff for. It was like, okay, cool. He just wants to have a big robot and fuck around. Great. Everyone else was just douchebags.
Sunny?
Shizuna.
Is that the main girl?
Mm.
I don't know.
We don't remember their names. There's too many Japanese names.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
she's
just
the-
stopped reading the subtitles. I
She's
just
one of the
stopped
twins.
caring.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good,
Okay.
good choice. Good choice.
The
Which
only
one?
person that was normal.
I liked her the most out of all of them. I was pulling for her early on, but I knew it was a futile effort.
Which one? The,
See, as soon as he
blonde
gives her
the
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 little,
twin.
oh, the
the
twin.
girl-
Oh, okay.
as soon as she gets that little hair clip, best girl. There we go. I mean, I say best girl that I least want to die in a fire.
Can you go ahead and read Mark's, Larry?
The character on their own didn't really stand out, but I have much better dynamic when we were together. I like the twin sister as well.
Fuck yeah, my man.
I kind of like the twin brother, just because I feel like he was inspired off of Rudolph from the first series of Zoids, and he looks exactly the same, just with shorter hair. He even has the same English voice actor, and he just resembles Rudolph so much that I like him by default. He just reminds me of my favorite old character. By the way, Zoids had CGI animation too, and it looked a million times better than this, and that was even older. It was a million times older than this one. And it was even longer. Anyways, what was your least favorite character, I guess? A Silver, you were saying?
All of them.
let's after the least favorite, I'll ask what I was gonna ask.
Okay. I'll go ahead and start. The guy who came back. Just because he came back.
The best
And
friend,
then
right?
and then in the end he's like everything that he did before he died that he admitted, you're right. Like it I just wanted her to fall in love with me, right? And then he just kind of died and then came back and then still wanted to fight him, and it's like, bitch, we've already had this scene, we already had this fight, why is this happening again? It's just like, why? He needs a second character development, and if you're not gonna develop as a character, what's the point of even having you? And then he did a little, and it was just like, I hate him, why did he even come back? Just threw away the entire anime, like it had anything left to not throw away. So Echo, go ahead.
So I said all of them a minute ago, but I think like the cream of the crap was the main dude. The fucking, I forgot his name
Koichi.
because I hate him that hard, but like just it's, when at the very start for the first like 5 or 6 episodes when he was like, I'm the dude that's been bullied and I'm a fucking edgelord, and now that I've got powers I'm gonna fucking act like Dio Brando from JoJo, and just like starts acting like a goddamn anime villain, like bullying the bullies and doing all that stuff that edgelords dream about doing.
Larry.
My least favorite character.
Yeah. Can someone
Takes a
copy
long
and paste
draw
that
from a
link in the
cigarette.
chat, because I
I
can't do it in
think-
mine.
Like generally, it's that Moritsuku, the super cool guy.
Thank you.
I hate his story. I hate everything about his story. Like everyone was fine, but his story was kind of like, wow,
Which one is that
you're
one?
a character. It's the main guy, like the top dog, where he like betrayed everyone, but
Oh.
he had to do it because of orders. He's like I have no emotions kind of guy. And then when you go to his backstory, it's like, that's your backstory. I can't.
Oh
can't-
yeah, I
Ragey.
forgot.
I don't
Someone tipped
feel-
over my fruit
I
cupcake
don't-
bar, and now I have to
I
kill the
don't feel-
president.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to kill them all.
That
He's like,
betrayal
I
came out of
don't
nowhere.
feel pain. I don't feel pain. My justice was beating the shit out of everyone. Oh no, my sister died because of me. Because I'm a fucking idiot. Like, you're not okay, dude. You're not okay.
He
Like-
was more of an edgelord than the main guy. Now that I think about it.
Why didn't they?
Yeah, he was super edgelord, and I was like, okay, you are not a normal human being. Like, there's something wrong with you. He took a knife, and he's like, as I kept fighting, I felt no pain. And it was like something justice. It was for my justice, and soon that justice killed my sister. And then I fell down a pit and died. What?
Oh yeah! What the
Ah,
guy?
I'm so done with it. Hate this guy.
Oh.
Fucking hate
I
him.
thought I pinned
I'm gonna take up drinking.
Silver.
So, I mean, literally choosing the worst character is hard because they're all bad. Like, even the ones that was like, oh yeah, they're good. Like the twins, sure, they were probably the best out of them, or like, but they're still bad characters. Like, no, it wasn't written well. None of them were good. Like the main character though, totally has to be the worst. Just like what Echo said, starts off, hey, I'm getting bullied. Oh no, now I'm an anime villain. Like, he literally just was acting like an anime villain. Not even like a villain in this anime. He was acting like villains from other animes.
Like, you know those children, those like shonen shows that are quite clearly aimed at like 6-year-old children, and the villain isn't even that, like, isn't a super villain. Like the villain doesn't kill people. The villain just does like mildly inconveniences the planet, I guess.
Yeah.
He
Like
was
everyone
acting
just so
like one
happens
of
to get a
those
paper
villains.
cut.
Yeah, like, oh god. There's a magical girl show I watched recently and the villain was like that, and it's like, all of the fruit is now rotting. Like, you what, mate? Why?
Like, he is a terrible character. Like, as a main character in an anime, I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand most of the characters. Whenever they talked, my brain hurt. So I watched the entire 26 episodes because I forced myself to watch the like 2 little OVA episodes that came on the Blu-ray.
Oh,
I
Why?
think Larry did that too, didn't you?
that was above my pay grade.
Oh yeah, I watched those 2 extra episodes. To be honest, it kind of made the series just a little bit better. Just
The
Just
2
a bit.
extra episodes were better than the entire rest of the anime as a whole, but not by much. But I watched all of it within the last 3 days, and most of it today in in my car. And I was like sitting there. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I still watching this? Like, I'm gonna go just drive off the bridge that's down the street. Like, I'm done. I'm done with life. Like I just don't. This is over. But I watched all of it because the mechs look cool. The characters are all bad, all of them, every single one of them.
Funny.
My least favorite was probably Emmy. Emi.
Which one
She
is that
seemed
one?
the main girl.
Oh,
The green-eyed.
boobs.
It
Boob-
probably
boobs.
Bubble
it
boobs.
probably she probably wouldn't have been, you know, the one that I hated the most if every episode didn't end same goddamn way.
Which is her trying to show her boobs and then him getting mad for looking and then hits him because of it because all the girls in the show are extremely
No,
violent.
she said it's like at the end of every fucking episode.
Is that
It was just mine.
was she the episode 2 nipples Echo?
Yes, she was episode 2 nipples.
Okay.
It's just so bad. Like her only redeeming character trait was that she was a walking pair of tits. That's it. Like
They weren't
nothing-
even drawn
they were-
good.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
So it's not even a redeeming factor.
It's like
Dude.
the only thing about her character was that she had tits. How did they
Like-
do that?
I could take a piece of paper and a pencil, close my eyes, and like try to draw 2 circles on a piece of paper, and draw better tits than she had.
So Silver and I were messaging each other as we were watching, but like not using any kind of like proper descriptive words so that it was obvious what we were talking about. And there is a message from each of us that was just in all caps at pretty much the same time. Episode 2 nipples.
God.
Yeah.
What do you call it? I don't think I've ever watched an anime where I've disliked every single female, and all for the exact same reason.
But they're all
Everyone
bad.
was so violent. It was like, be fucking cute, please. Just be cute. That's all I want from you. Is just to be adorable or just be nice in some way. But all of them were tsunderes. All of them snarled and just always hit him for the stupidest fucking reasons. And it's like
You wasn't.
you are the reason why. You are the reason why this anime just can't have anything good about it.
Mew wasn't.
Okay, wait,
It never
yeah,
was.
Mew
It was very
wasn't.
cute.
Mew wasn't in
Was
that
Mew
scene. Mew was the long-haired, big-boobed
brunette?
one that piloted Painkiller.
Yeah.
No, but she was frustrating in her own sense because
She was frustrating, but like
she was all
see
like,
the
"Oh, I
scene-
need to die." Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Why?
that. But see the scene where Emmy doesn't understand what the main dude's thinking. Like she thought that he thought she wasn't human. So she goes into his room and takes off her clothes because this is an anime and we have a quota to reach for boobs. And she like knocks on the door and sees Emmy in her underwear staring at him and she's like, "Oh, Do you want me to do this
Tries
too?
to join
and
in,
just
yeah.
starts joining in.
Why was she taking off her clothes and then why did she hit him for it? I'm like, bitch, you came into his
Do you
room
never watch anime?
uninvited
Have you been
and
like
hit
not
him.
watching at all?
No,
It
but
was
I mean,
when
you think you would have
Dad-
some common sense of directing an anime? Like, what
It
the
was what he
hell?
said.
So many shows.
It was when the other person shows up. He's like, "This isn't what it looks like. I just wanted her for her body," and she was like, "What? You just wanted me for
And
my
then-
body?" Like he misspoke, and she got mad and punched him. Like, okay. Oh god, that's.
Oh, in English that was different.
Oh,
He said,
that's what
I
was
actually
gonna say.
like her body, and that was it. It was like, why are you gonna hit him for that? Like, he complimented you, you dumb bitch. What the
Oh, oh.
fuck?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask because I was gonna say, who watched it dubbed? Who watched it subbed?
I watched it
Subbed.
dubbed because I could not. I
No,
couldn't pay
so
attention
pretty
to
good
it.
voice actors.
I watched it subbed, and that was a mistake because my brain died 15 episodes in, and I couldn't read anymore.
I'm so sorry you had to read all that.
I watched it subbed as well, and from just that, what you just said, Diggy, with that one scene where he goes, "I like her body," and she hits him,
Hmm.
it would probably have made more sense to you why he was getting hit a lot, because whenever something like that happened, and he was around a naked-ish girl, he would say something that was hittable.
I see.
Yeah, some kind
But-
of double entendre or easily misconstrued word.
It was such an overused, like, just like it kind of felt like I was watching a show that everyone just got hit in the nuts just for comedy value, and then eventually just like, I get it. This is officially lost everything that was funny about it. Like, you
Well, yeah,
can
that
do
was-
it once, but that's it.
That was episode 3, right?
Yeah.
I think
Episode
with the twin girl kicking him in the balls and then
Okay,
grabbing his
that
ankles
was-
and stomping on
was-
his.
That was funny. I like that bit.
Oh yeah, no, I laughed at that too because it was only episode 3 and I didn't want to stop existing yet.
He was
Like,
also an
I
asshole
still-
at that point.
Yeah, he was being an asshole. I had hope that the anime was going to be good because episode 3, there's 21 more episodes. I had hope for the future, and now I just want to sleep forever.
Oh, what do you call it? The American girl. I really hated her character
Judy.
design.
Rachel,
Why?
I
That
loved
was
every time
ugly.
she
Wait,
spoke in
Rachel
That
or
was an-
Judy?
The little blonde
You're talking
one.
about- I thought you were talking
Glasses.
about. I didn't. She was okay.
I hated her character design.
Every
I was like,
time-
what
every
is
time-
that?
Judy
Anytime
was
she
good
popped
though.
up and she was like, "Hi, I'm Rachel." Des, like, yes, do that more, please.
She was the weeaboo in the show.
Yes, yep. Or what was the? Oh no, wait. Use what? So Silver will know the scene. I can't even remember what the guy was doing, but the main guy is on a roof, and he says in English, "I can't speak very good English, so I'm just gonna say it in Japanese," and then just started speaking in Japanese again. It's like, what? Why was that there? Why did you do that?
Oh, gouge my eyes out with an ice pick, please.
Kill me.
So what about Judy then?
I don't know which one. Which one was
The
that?
the person who
American
pilots
Army
the
girl.
gunship. Yeah, pilots the gunship, sacrificed herself in a blaze of flame.
Oh, she was
Was
actually
really
cool.
badass.
No, yeah, she was cool.
Yeah.
Why was he cooking around a fucking tank? I realized
Because
that
he's an idiot.
she pointed that out, but it's just like, why was the point of even putting that in there? Weren't they all cooking food in the weirdest places at weird
To
times?
show that
Like,
he's a goddamn moron.
I guess, but why? Like, why did they let him in charge of a fucking robot? Why? Just because he was chosen? Just kill
Okay,
him! Kill him
yeah.
and get a new pilot! You're the
wait.
government!
Wait, so we all pretty much didn't like it except Sunny.
Yeah.
Sunny is the
Odd one out.
odd one out, right?
So
Very odd
we
one
we
out.
have to sacrifice Sunny now. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. This is just
We sacrificed the other odd one out that was odd all one out all the time. No, I'm just kidding. So we can the rest of us agree that we hate it and let Sunny talk about what he thought was good and then just end the show so we don't have to think about this anymore.
I ain't done
think
talking
it's more-
shit.
I just
I
it's
ain't
hard for me
done.
to actively dislike something.
I
Like
mean,
talking
tell
shit on it
us,
is
Sonny.
great, Diggy, but I
Fine
don't
then.
want to think about it anymore.
Fine then. We'll switch up topic. I want to know. I have my own question that you will probably enjoy more. What was your favorite mech in the show?
Verdant.
Line
Verdant.
barrel.
Verdant. It's a blue Anubis.
Verdant is cool.
I think Line Barrel is the
The
best.
line barrel with the cool face, the human face, that they showed for a split second.
Yeah.
But why? Did anybody get that? I like that completely flew over my head.
No,
What happened?
no, I didn't understand that either. I thought it was just maybe like, you know in G Gundam, where the God Gundam's face opens up and it's like super mode? I thought it was something like that, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So mine was the little white fast one.
Little white fast
Which one?
It had the like oval shaped head with like the line and the circle on it. And it was the fight where it was like, I'm super fast.
The one in space.
No, they were on the well, I mean, it was probably in space later, but no, the first time they fought it was on the
Who
ground.
piloted it?
You
You don't have to say a name. Just
a bad guy chick. Well,
Okay,
in the
sure.
beginning, the bad guys, Kato Corp or Katai Kazuki or whatever the
Yeah,
frig they were
Kazuki
called.
San.
God, yeah.
I know which one you're talking about, but I don't know the name of it. I don't know if they really went over it. I know who you're talking about though. The red-haired girl, or Genta, whatever.
I mean, I can look up the name real quick, but
Larry? Larry say?
Larry
Oh,
said line barrel.
okay, I thought I was muted the entire time. Fuck.
Sonny?
My favorite was probably Painkiller, but I play tanks. I'll bet it.
How about thank you?
I'll bet the tanks.
Uh,
And it had lasers.
hey, can I just say something real fast? You know when the president got shot in the head?
Yeah.
Do you remember what
Why-
they
why
did to try
they-
and revive
They
him?
tried CPR on a dude that's just been shot in the face.
And they
Yeah.
did the shock thing, and then they put a small band-aid over it. And they're like, "Is
Yeah.
he alive?" No,
One
he's
sec,
not
let
alive.
me get a screenshot of that.
Fucking comedy.
I was
fucking
like,
anime.
"What happened? Why are they doing this?" Larry was with me when I was watching that scene. I'm like, "What are they doing?"
I was like, you know what? You right. I was thinking when I was watching. I was like, didn't this guy get shot in the head? What are they fucking doing? Like, what?
He's dead.
I mean,
He was
okay,
shot
so
in the head.
in their defense, the main dude was completely obliterated by a giant robot stepping on him. Yajima got absolutely malkied when that giant robot shot him, and both of his arms flew off in different directions.
Why
And
didn't they just
both
get...
came back.
And
If he was so
Mitsuru got
important and they really needed him, why didn't they just get fucking Lion Barrel to come back and bring him back to life? Because Lion Barrel can just fucking do that to anybody who just asks him. Like, he did it like 3 times. Why would they not try it with the president?
God, yeah.
Oh my
But,
god.
but the first time was making him
That
a
would be
factor,
pretty
and the
smart.
second time, it risked like it's implied that Line Barrel's like dead now, right? Basically sacrificed its own life
Well,
to
yeah,
bring
But then
back
how
the
did the friend
if you
come
watch
back to
the
life?
Blu-ray episode, the 26th Line Barrel, they get Line Barrel back.
Oh My
It says it's in
God.
a power
Spoilers.
saving mode at the end.
Yeah, it's in a
I'm
life
gonna
power
drown
saving mode.
myself. I am so
So
done.
it gives all of its
Take me
remaining
with you,
power.
Diggy. I can't swim,
Oh
so
my
I'll just weigh you down.
I can't swim either. It'll be a sweet death.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I just. And how come. You know what's something that really pissed me off? Like, genuinely really pissed me off? They kept talking about feelings. They're like, you like him, don't you? You have feelings for him, don't you? It's like, why does that matter right now? There's people dying
The world's
in
gonna
the
end.
city. Why does this
They're
matter?
trying to make
And
it.
then-
They're trying to make it to like, you know.
and then like, what do you call it? He was like, okay, let's go fight, right? So him and the girl leave, and then the other girl's like, I want to go with you, and then the girls are like, stop, you like him, don't you? And it's like, what are you doing? What is this?
Savage.
Why is this happening? Oh my God! Ask another question, Sonny.
Tell us more things you like.
Well, the way that I watch shows, like, I am willing to overlook a lot for the sake of entertainment.
I can tell.
It's
Where
not.
was their entertainment?
I mean, it's not necessarily that. I mean, like I said at the start, it's not necessarily that I thought it was, amazing. It's just I didn't think it was bad. Around average, which means that I was
What
able
else
to watch
would you
it, and I
consider
did.
around average, though?
Do you watch a lot of mech stuff, Sunny?
No, like I said earlier, I don't really watch any mech.
Yeah, I'm
I've
wondering
watched-
if that's because like we've watched a lot of mech stuff, namely like Gundam and
Yeah.
things like that,
Was-
so
yeah,
we have
what-
like a reference point for good and bad.
Like,
For
really
me,
good.
I watch mech, but like besides Gundam, like I've never seen a Gundam series, except for Thunderbolt. But
He only watched like 3 episodes of Thunderbolt, though.
yeah. But like
I mean,
besides
Thunderbolt
that,
is
though,
only 4 episodes, so
yeah. But I've
75%.
got a taste for like mech animes and shit. And I just finished Knights and Magics today, so
so good.
so good,
Yeah.
so good though. But like besides that,
Did anyone else find this show extremely predictable?
Yes.
Because I called basically everything that happened. I don't think I've called so many things in a single show exactly as it's going to happen before it happens.
Here's the weird thing. I didn't even try guessing because I just did not care. Like, I can't say that I predicted anything simply because it just made me completely brain dead.
Same.
I predicted a bunch of things at the first episode and then stopped caring. Like, I predicted that Yajima would like turn into a bad guy / rival and then turn over to the good guys. And I thought I was going to be wrong when he got obliterated, and then somehow they'd still made me correct.
I don't like making predictions because when I'm wrong, I feel stupid. So I just go in blind. But what's it called? If there's something I do gotta say about the anime, I do like the trope where it's like, oh, here's a bad guy, here's the good guys, but there's another faction that's there's something else going on behind the scenes, and then you got what's it called? All that stuff's going on, and then at the end they're like, well, now we gotta go together and fight together.
Yeah.
I didn't like how this one played out, but I do like that theme because it's like it kind of cool because then you kind of want to like the bad guys and kind of hope. It's kind of like Bungo Stray Dogs. There's the bad guys, the good guy, and then but the bad guys are really fucking cool. But for this in this one, we liked the sword guy, because he was fucking cool, and then they end
He
up
turned
working
really
together.
early.
Huh?
He didn't turn like with the rest of them. He just did.
Oh, yeah, that's right, he didn't turn-
just came over. He came over
yeah.
like 8 episodes earlier
Yeah.
or something.
Oh,
He's just
you
like,
know
well,
what?
he's over there, so I'm gonna fight him.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, but one of my favorite things was the president of the other corporation, the supposedly bad guy with the blonde hair. What was his name? Of the Kato organization, the bad guy. I fucking loved him. I loved him a lot. Besides the president, because he was a savage. He fucking went into their base, sat down, and brought some pound cake. He was like, "Eat with me.
I did
Chat
love
with
that.
me. Let
I
me
did
tell
love
you about
that.
all this shit." and then he
That
just
was
walks in,
beautiful.
and they're all like, "You think we're gonna let you walk out here?" He's like, "Yeah,"
He just
and
walks
he just
out.
walks out, and I'm like, "This fucking savage." And he's constantly making these deals, and then in the end, he's a fucking good guy. Or not really a good guy, but he's like, we just had
An
different
ally. Yeah.
visions of.
I,
Yeah.
I would say that he was a good guy trying to stop, the
Yeah,
world
he-
from
they-
being
they
taken
had-
over and assimilated into a single hive mind.
Yeah, they just had different views on how to approach it, and I guess I liked it that aspect. Like, oh, we're both wanting the same goal, but they're doing it different ways, and then in the end, they're like, well, I guess we got to work together, and they do, and it's like, yay! But
The thing was, it was just so predictable. Like, you don't show a level of honor to your enemy like that unless you generally align in the same way. Like, they would just let each other go. They wouldn't completely try to destroy each other like they were mortal enemies, that they would stop each other at all costs. It was really obvious early on, at least to me, that something else was happening, which is reinforced by the fact that the president of Judah is extremely mysterious about what they're doing and why,
yeah,
and that he doesn't really disclose what he was doing with him or why he left or anything like that. So it was pretty easy to call it early that they were going to end up doing something. And also, when he came over with the pound cake, he's just like, I think you can do it. He had his own hope in the main character of his justice being able to
overcome what was going to
overcome the
happen.
challenge.
Yeah, but even then, I think like they kept saying, "What the fucking? Do you love him? You love him, don't you?" I was like, they played all this romancing thing so bad. I think because I think the way they tried to do it was like like as I was watching it, it felt so similar to another anime, a newer one where it was like, it's a really intense thing that's going on, but then they have these short breaks that make it seem like, when they do the hot spring and stuff, and then the president goes, well, we work really hard to save the world, we really do need a break sometimes, like, and then everything goes to shit, and then basically they're by themselves. I had that feeling it was in another anime that I watched before that I really liked it. So I guess in that way I kind of liked the anime because it brought out that feeling, because it was really cool, because there's this huge corporation, everyone's with them, and all of a sudden everyone's against them and they're by themselves, but they're still fighting for the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
that
think
part
I
of the
know
story,
the
I
same
liked
show.
yeah, because I swore I've seen something with the exact same thing where they're like with, I think like Guilty Crown, wasn't it? Guilty Crown?
Yeah,
I haven't
Guilty
watched
Crown
Guilty
was
Crown.
like that.
Yeah,
Guilty Crown
it
was
was
like
definitely
that. And
Guilty
it did
Crown,
it
where-
well. It was good.
Yeah, it did it well. This one, it had the same thing. It just didn't execute well.
It didn't
Well,
feel like
I
a
think-
flow. It felt like breaking immersion
Yeah.
within what you're trying to watch.
Yeah, because I was watching it, all of a sudden the whole country's against them, or like everyone's abandoned them and they're by themselves and they're trying to sneak around everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on all of a sudden? And then, yeah. And then they have these like snippets and breaks and shit. Or like when they're trying to get to the president, secret, whatever, and there's like 50 fucking quizzes or questions. Like, what the fuck's going on? That shit was fucking funny. But like,
Oh god.
I think the way they weaved in comedy was classic. Like, it felt old school how they weaved in comedy. Like Ranma. Actually, Ranma was full comedy. Something serious
Ranma
with
was
comedy in
comedy
it.
and romance. Oh,
Yeah, it's just the way they like weaved comedy in. It felt like a classic anime, like super old school. And
okay.
then,
You know what did that well? You know what did that really well? Trigun.
oh, did that well.
Trigun, because Vash was a
Trigun did it
comedic
well.
character, and he would just do funny shit even in the midst of
Yeah.
battle, and it was great. But
And-
it was also like
and then-
bittersweet in a way.
Yeah, and in this one, the only comedy guy was the president. But besides that, all they did was had harem situations. That was the entire thing, and it kind of annoyed me. And then
Our
on top
comedy
of that,
aspect is female.
the romance that they put in here, I think was played really bad. Like, what is there to like about the main character? Like, exactly nothing. He made no effort towards any of the other women in the entire series except the main girl. Yet all the girls liked it.
That was really
except
frustrating because it was like, if you're
except
gonna
for the
make it a
childhood-
point, if you're gonna make it a point,
Yeah.
do something about it. But nothing was ever done about it.
Yeah, like only the childhood friend has an excuse. She's a childhood friend. The other girl, she's the main girl, and then everyone else, he barely had any romantic interaction. It was like, oh, he said this line, I'm fucking turned on. Like, what the hell? Like, you don't get girls like that, period, unless...
That girl was gonna die for him. She was like, "I love you," and it's like, "Who are you? What,
Yeah, and it's like,
what are you
and it's
doing
like-
here?"
And it's like,
Do
he's...
you not watch anime? This happens all the fucking time.
You're
I
telling
know,
me,
but
do I watch
the point
anime?
is
But this
alive.
is bad, okay?
But
This
it
was
bad.
not good.
It was bad
Anime
how
does it
played
good.
out.
This might as well have just been some kind of rip-off American
does-
attempt of an anime
how
that was
does it
just
do-
shit. It feels like comedy. It feels like
How
it's
does
not.
any
It shouldn't
anime-
be taken seriously.
How does any anime do girls randomly falling in love with main character well?
Have you ever
I mean,
read
there are gonna be
Lovina?
exceptions.
Because that was a great example of that. It's a
Yeah,
harem
for
where
harem,
everyone
I
is
don't think they're
reasonably in
randomly
love with the
falling in
main character.
But they don't do it randomly. I'm saying you're not just gonna make that work if there's not that much character development put into it, and they just fall in love with them.
Okay.
They're
Another
not
one-
gonna be able to do it, and a lot of anime don't do it well.
I
Well, that's
can't
the thing.
find this Mac.
There wasn't enough character development with all the other girls that fell in love with them.
It didn't
But when
matter,
you
that's
see-
why.
Yeah, they didn't really matter. So I was like, why put romance between
Nothing
those
in this
characters?
anime mattered.
They shouldn't
Everything
have.
was
They should
terrible.
just kept it. They should have kept it a love triangle between the best friend and just the main girl. But all of a sudden, it's a harem. And if they're trying to make it a harem, you know, I feel like they should have kept the subjects aligned. It was a mech. It was a love triangle, not a harem, a love triangle. It shouldn't have been in harem, but it was. And action. Simple as that.
I hated it.
I think they should have just mailed me a gun.
Mailed me a line barrel. Let it stab me.
Step on me and don't bring me back to life.
Exactly.
So, I've been trying to find the name of the mech that I was talking about
Hmm.
since I said, "Oh, I'll just look it up."
Mhm.
And the unsurprising lack of information about fucking line barrels on the internet. Like, you could tell people had the same thing. Like, they started watching it, they were like 5, maybe 6 episodes in, they're like, fuck, I'm gonna make a Wikipedia page for this shit. And it just trails off. And there's just nothing else there. It's like, line barrel and then it just, oh, list of other mechas? Oh, there's not even the whole list. It just trails off. Half of them aren't even links. I'm like, what? How come I can't find information on this thing?
Because no one cares.
No one cares.
It's so painful. Okay, why did he keep going to school?
Because
not?
Why
You
were they
have to be
singing
a model.
karaoke in a destroyed city?
model Japanese citizen, and you have to go to your cool leg and get your university job and
Why not? Why not go to school? I mean, you
damn.
know, you're the justice of the
Oh.
world and gonna
You know-
save everyone. Why not go to school?
You know what? I was just about to talk about a good anime, but then I realized they did the exact same thing in that one. I was gonna talk about Evangelion. I'm like, wait, Shinji still went to school.
So
But Shinji was an idiot.
she piloted the Tsubaki Hime, and it was an Arma, not a Maki.
Oh, that was an Arma?
That's why it doesn't have a cool name. But it's Tsubaki Hime, according to the Line Barrels wiki.
Did they I noticed that they made figures of these. Are they model kits? You guys know
Yeah, there
about
are.
that? They're model kits?
There are model kits. They're of like 4 or 5 of the main ones. Vardant, Line Barrel.
I think I would get Line Barrel if it was like
Kind.
$10.
And then people have made some other ones too, like the one Rennie built on stream. That was from Line Barrels, right?
That was a
Echo?
line barrel? I don't think that was a line barrel.
The
I think
Bang?
that's 5-star stories.
That's 5-star stories. Never mind. That's not a Line Barrel.
I thought you were talking about the other one that she built that was some other thing, but I'm pretty sure that was a Kotobukiya kit.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and put
Ah,
this on pause real fast. Can you guys go ahead and spread that poll link around because we are in the middle of 3 and we need a tiebreaker. So any other discords,
Is
you
it
guys
in
just
the- is it
drop
in
that
the
in
GBA?
somewhere. It's I put it in the GBA, but I felt like everyone kind of just overlooked it because I didn't want to tag at everyone. So if you guys can go around and oh, that one's cute. That one was a cute one.
That's the one that I liked. I thought it was a actual machina, not an arma. Either way,
Mm.
that one was the cool one.
That counts. It definitely counts.
Danny
It's a
asks an
back.
important question. Why do we all want to kill ourselves?
Except Sunny,
Because life is
Except
suffering.
because they hated it.
Oh my god.
I think, Danny, do you mean us reviewing it,
Us
or do you
reviewing
mean
it,
all
not in the
characters
generality.
in the show?
It
All the
might be
characters in
both.
the show
Might be
wanting to
both.
kill themselves.
So one of the reasons I hated it so much is because normally I would never finish a show that I dislike this much. I would have genuinely stopped watching this show at the second episode.
Me too.
'Cause like, if you look at my anime list, my entire like drop thing is dropped at the first, second, or third episode. And everything that I finish has like 7 stars or above. Because if it's like 6 or less, it's not worth finishing, in my opinion.
Oh, I'll
I would have
finish
dropped it.
things
I would have
lower,
dropped
but
it so fast.
I would
My
have
second
dropped this.
episode.
I actually tried to drop this, and then I remembered I had to watch it for this.
Seriously, I was close to begging you guys, like to adding you guys and being like, please don't let me, please
You
just let me
should've.
not finish
You
this.
should've.
I got
But
to
Larry's
I just
like,
didn't
no,
want
you
to
have
suffer
to.
alone.
I got to the 5th
Yeah, I
episode.
told Diggy she had to.
I got to
Go ahead,
the 5th
Sylvia.
episode and was like, I'm done. I'm not even gonna watch the rest of it.
I would have
I
never
was
picked it up to start with.
And then, literally, I was like, oh, I gotta keep watching it. Gotta watch all of it to review it. It's like, and then I was like, maybe it'll get better.
You
It
could have watched
doesn't.
Iron-Blooded Orphans and Macross Delta, but you picked this.
Seen them both.
coulda-
And
You could have watched Aldenoa Zero.
seen
Okay?
it.
You could have watched.
So, like,
You wanted to watch something you didn't see. That's right.
So-
Silver's method of choosing is like picking a thing that he hasn't seen because
That's
it
what I
gives him an
suggest.
excuse to watch it, which makes me glad that the thing he suggested is losing. Look, reading the My Anime List like description.
Well, the things I suggest are things that I haven't seen that I kind of want to watch. That doesn't mean that's what I vote for on the actual thing. I voted for
Oh.
Aldnoah Zero on this specific poll.
Oh,
Okay, sure, but
that shit was fucking good.
if
I'll
you
be
didn't
honest,
Yes,
I
it
did
was.
too.
Silver, if you didn't suggest it, no one would have voted because it wouldn't have been there.
Wait, no one's voted
Yes.
Outbreak Company? Oh man. That
See,
was
but you
cute,
guys
but
can't
okay.
blame me for having to watch
I'm
it.
gonna blame you.
I
I'm gonna blame you.
suggested it, but everyone else voted that we watch it.
You handed the peons the gun. They're the
Yep.
ones that fired it, but you still handed them the gun.
Yeah, but see that I didn't tell them to shoot you.
Oh no, you gave them the option. That's just that's enough.
No, that
That's
just
an
makes me
anime.
negligent, and I don't go to prison for that. I get parole for like a year.
You'd get prison for that.
I,
You're in my country now, son.
you're in my world now.
What was the thing you
Whatever,
hated
you're-
most about this anime, Larry?
What did I hate it the most?
Like if you
I
had
think-
to choose one thing that just totally.
I
Bam.
think it's the flow. Because like I understand the whole story, and I think it was a good story. But Okay, it's not the flow then. The story was actually pretty good.
No,
I
it
think
did jump around.
I think it did jump around, but if there's anything that was worse, it was just the characters. Because
Like-
the first thing I said when I watched this anime was, I fucking hate the main character. He better change, and he never did. He never did. He never got. There was never any cues that he got stronger. There was never any cues that he changed. There was never any like events, any flags that changed him. It was just, this is why my justice is needed. This is my justice. Justice this, justice that. Someone dies, I need to avenge him with my justice. It never changed.
He at least
And-
stopped being an asshole as much as he was in the beginning.
Yeah, he was a less of an asshole, but
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He was a complete cunt
Okay,
at the start
no,
of this
well,
show,
okay,
and he
'cause
was
the-
kind
well,
of a dick near the middle.
well, here's the
of
thing. The thing that changed him
If that.
was when his best friend died, which was in the second episode. Period. Like, I don't think I count that as character development, because it's like, if you go 7 episodes into Gurren Lagann and then something happens and it changes, it's like, okay, but 3 episodes or 2 episodes in, that's not
entire
character
world
development.
changes.
That's just the triggering event. That's the turning point of. That's not the turning point of the story. That's just the starting of the story. You know, you get like the first 3 episodes are always like character introductions, and then the third, or then the fourth, or the fifth is when the real shit happens. The story starts in most tropes when there's a lot of characters or shit going on, and then after that it goes to, and then it goes to all the events, and then in the middle of the story something happens, people flip out, or something crazy happens, or there's a crazy character development, flag trips, main character change or some of that shit, and then he change because of his changes, he gets stronger or whatever, or he goes do something, stuff like that. But this one, he just stayed the same. And for some reason he got stronger.
Yeah.
It
I
feels
think-
like some
I
of the
think-
story was an ass pull a lot of the time. Like, oh, okay, now just the dude's just gonna get shot. The president man's just gonna get shot, and that's just what's gonna happen. And then
Well,
that's gonna cause all this to happen, and then the world is gonna be taken over, and that's gonna cause all this to happen, and
Yeah, I think
I
it was fine, because like they always do that shit where something happens and you don't know why, and then it's like, well, the president, and then towards the end the president goes, well, I had to die and he had to kill me, he kind of had to keep it a secret, or else you guys wouldn't do that, or all blah 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 blah. So I think it was fine, because they do that all the time where something happens but they don't tell you everything. It's like fucking Coden. They don't tell you how it happened, but they already know.
Remember that one episode from Detective Conan where they're like, oh, how did the guy hang himself from all the way up on this banister? Well, I'll tell you how. The murderer filled up the room with water, leading it all the way to the top, and then hung him, making it look like the ghost did it. But how did he kill him? Strangling him with the rope. And it's okay.
It's
See
like-
how the dust up here is only remarked on some things, which means someone couldn't have come up all the way in a ladder and put him up himself, because then there'd be struggling in the dust.
Wait, no, please. That's not actually a plotline from Conan, is it?
It is. It is.
Yeah, it
Fucking
is.
how?
God.
You would have noticed the water damage fucking everywhere.
Yeah, they would.
I know, right? It would be at
And
least
they
a
did
little
it
bit
all
dark.
within 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Where'd the
fucking
water
come
Coden.
from?
The
Yeah, it's
waterfall.
Conan. I remember that.
Yeah,
Mark
Mark says
We should watch an episode and try
Yeah,
to
go ahead and
figure
read
out who the.
Mark's.
We should play that game. Okay,
I would
Mark says
love
the joke
to.
episodes seem really fillered and unnecessary. The fan service was out of place and messed up the tone, and it made it feel like inconsistent when something really serious happened the episode before or after. I think I would have liked them more without all the filler stuff. I think there were like 3 for the episode. They felt out of place and didn't execute very well. Yeah, I don't think fillers were executed very well. I see.
They
That's the
put-
thing.
They put like
I think
3
the-
filler episodes in a row, and then all of a sudden action again, and like they're stuck holding guns. It was the episode where the president died. It was like, oh wait, yeah, I forgot the shit is actually
Yeah.
supposed to be serious.
So
Go ahead.
I have an important question.
oh god.
Now, this anime sucked. How
Subjective opinion.
this anime sucked.
And it sucks.
Ow.
It's the dirt beneath my heels.
Yeah, the anime in an overall sense was not a good anime. How true to the
No,
original Um,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Stop it! Oh god, I can hear him at the door.
What's going on?
Worry about it.
I don't know.
Echo, you're gonna find out what it feels like to be castrated with a plastic
Please ask
knife.
your question.
It was a manga.
How true to the original source manga is the anime?
I would not
No,
bother to go
very-
read it.
Not
I'm
very.
on.
I heard.
I'm not gonna go try to read it, but if we find somebody who has read it and watched the anime, maybe we could get a opinion in the future.
You hear that
'Cause what
YouTube
if-
comment section?
Yeah. What if
Help
the
us.
what if the manga is actually good and the people who made the anime just fucked it all up?
Hold on. The manga started in 2004 and finished in 2015, and says that when he
Yeah.
was hit, he was in a coma for half a year. That's in the synopsis.
I want to drown
Half
myself.
a year.
I just
coma.
want to go ahead and just.
That's completely
Die.
different. It's crazy. Uh,
What happened?
I don't know. That's all the synopsis says.
Maybe that's why the anime got such a good score on my anime list. Because people were actually judging the manga and not the anime.
The manga got a 7.22, which
Yeah,
is like
that happens.
Well,
it's not that different than the anime score. It's just barely higher.
yeah, but if the manga's good and people didn't actually watch the anime and they're just like, oh, Line Barrels, it's based on the manga. I read the manga, it was good. I'm gonna give the anime a good score.
Yeah.
Um,
Just like what they did with Love Hina. Don't watch the anime of Love Hina. Read the manga, please. Okay, what?
I was just saying, so I'm not gonna try to read the manga because this anime has left such a bad taste in my mouth. Unless somebody who's actually read it says it's nothing like the anime and it's actually good, and the characters are not written at all like they are in the anime, then I might try it. So yeah, YouTube comment section, fill us in.
Please. You're our only hope for this.
I mean,
Whatever's left of it.
it kept publishing volumes like 7 years or 6 years after the anime was done, and it already had just the synopsis. It has
Apparently-
one major difference.
Apparently, it's still going on too.
That's not what
Is
I
it?
see.
Oh, that's what someone said on the chat a while back. I forgot to mention that.
No, says
I
says
mean-
here it ended a year and a half ago.
Oh, well, shit.
Maybe
Like,
there's a
a year and a half
second.
ago,
Maybe
fuck.
there's a second one because Mecha likes to do that a lot.
I can't see anything else on my anime list. Just the one and the original thing that one
Oh,
shot.
good.
I
This
guess.
thing needed to die. This thing needed to be finished and buried somewhere else.
It did go on for 11 years.
Yeah, but then again, so did Negima, and that one wasn't that great. Negima went on for like 15.
Maybe they
Negima
were
went
just
on for a
really
long
slow
ass
at
time.
releasing the chapters.
He thought he could be another
Like,
berserk.
it's
25
It's not even
volumes.
it's not even that long. Like it's just he was releasing like one 10-page chapter a year.
It's 25 volumes, 128 chapters.
Oh yeah, that isn't even that long.
That's not that long at all.
Actually, the anime doesn't have a genre of seinen, but the manga does.
The anime doesn't have a genre because they typically don't put genre shit.
Of seinen.
It get B plus for effort, Diggy.
Thank you!
It was close. Yeah, that was. good
Thank
effort.
you! Send me
There-
your bits!
There was
Put
That-
bits
nobody's
in
in
the
mail.
section. Yeah, but just a bunch of pennies, I swear. Get a bunch
Wait,
of fucking
so-
pennies. That'd be great. You were saying?
I'm just looking at the. What
Oh, the
else
music
did
stopped a while back.
What else did this guy who wrote the manga do?
Scried and I guess Gundam Seed, or at least he was the anime
No.
director, animation director.
Oh no,
The
that
guy-
was the guy that did the manga, the story, not the anime.
Gelatin, Getter Robo, a couple Getter Robo
You
things.
what? You could get a robo?
I'm gonna say, isn't Get a Robo kind of good?
Robot KG and Ultraman.
I love
Wait,
Ultraman.
the new Ultraman?
What?
The
Wait a
new
minute.
Ultraman or the old one?
The one that started in 2011 and is still going.
Oh
my god.
my god. Okay, so the
How?
manga might be good. The manga might be good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually kind of giving me a little bit of hope there.
Yeah.
Actually, if you look at the cover of the first Ultraman from 2011, I wonder what that kind of resembles as a mech design.
Yeah. I almost actually bought that at Comic-Con last week. Yeah, I might try reading the manga as well. Well,
Really
not recently. I don't think I'll be able to physically force myself to do it right now. I might explode.
Yeah, I would have to wait a while.
Yeah. Dogs.
Yeah. What's Robot KG? There is.
I feel like I've heard of it before.
Oh, it's.
Isn't that robots pushing each other into pools with their butts?
No,
No.
that's
So
Keisha.
that's Robot Keicho.
This is a Robot Detective. It's not out yet.
B for effort, Echo.
Thanks.
It's not out yet. It hasn't started, but the same dude's writing the story, and the picture looks cool. There's no synopsis, no nothing about it.
There was another series of Robot KG in the 70s, the early 70s. I guess it's based off of that.
Neat.
So, yeah, the manga probably, better.
Manga might hold up, yeah.
What's
Sonny, you
What's
have any
gelatin?
more questions? That way we can just shoot
Um,
this thing dead.
It kind of goes off what Larry said earlier, but I liked even if it was predictable, I did like the aspect of, they've been fighting each other for 22 episodes, and they're like, all right, time to join forces and do what we gotta do, save the world. I like that a lot. I did like the story overall. They're sending out, it's a hive mind of humanity in an alternate universe, sending out scouts and sending invading force to take it over. I think that's pretty interesting. Like, you see a lot of, I've never seen it done in the way of a parallel Earth is sending an invading force. So I thought that was rather unique. There were a lot of bad parts, I will agree, but I think it does edge out as being it's around average.
What's your rating for it?
Being very critical, 7.
Echo?
What? 2 out of 10. I want to die.
Oh, 7 out of 10 mechs fighting in space.
It's 7 yelling Raftalias again.
Yeah.
Larry? Overall thoughts and what you rate it?
Overall thoughts. Well, quickly, I'll rate it. I'll give it 4 lions out of 10 barrels. It's kind of like, I liked the story. Like, I genuinely liked the story. I just felt like it was sloppy. But the most disappointing part was the characters. I think the characters were just bad. I always try not to give art and animation like a rating as well, because I mean, I fucking hated Ippo's art, but the animation was flawless.
Yeah.
As for this one, the art, that's why I'm not gonna say anything about the art. The animation, I don't know what happened, but the 3D animation fighting was really fucking nice. That was pretty cool. I was a little sad because the fighting, there wasn't any strategic into it. It was just like, we're fighting. It's not like
Let's hit each other until one dies.
It's not like, yeah, it's not like, it was like Gurren Lagann fighting. They were just beating the fuck out of each other.
There were a
But
lot
they
of
had to-
small things they could have done
but-
to make
yeah,
it
but
better.
they could have been like, oh, he dodged my attack. We're doing that. They could have done that, but it was just like them just beating the fuck out of each other. But it was still really well done. But again, I think just the most disappointing part was just the characters and the flow of the story. Story was good, flow, execution poor. Characters, no one's like that in real life. But I mean, it is an anime. But I mean, like, I mean, isn't anime supposed to be like, it's not a fantasy anime, it's a mecha anime with people who live in Japan, so you would assume they would act like people.
It's
Silver?
hard
That's-
to
that's-
write totally realistic people.
Well, not
Over?
totally real.
No, it's not.
No,
No, it's not.
Like,
Yeah.
No, it's
it
not.
is.
No, it's
No, I
not.
don't
No,
think so.
absolutely no. No, it's not.
like-
Absolutely not.
like the main
To write
character, like,
completely three-dimensional characters that
You just
feel
gotta
like
give it some
fluid
thought. Like
people.
if you were gonna
How
draw
often
something,
do
you
you
would do is
see
just
that?
give it some thought.
like, again, if there's no character development, then
Gantz
it's
was
just
more
not
relatable
good.
than this.
Because Gantz felt more relatable because they felt human. In this one, he kept screaming justice, and it's like, dude, people are
something I-
dying.
yeah, and that's
Like-
something that this anime
No, the
did very
characters are
poorly.
screaming
And he
at each
kept-
other.
I'm just
like,
saying it's difficult to
terrible.
do.
I
in
don't
any-
think. I don't think if
in
this is
any
your
story.
career, especially if these are based off the characters from this manga, who they also are the same creator of Ultraman, it shouldn't have been this way.
Yeah, like
It
I
should
think,
not have
like,
been this way.
Yeah, it didn't
That
feel.
that could also
it-
be because
let's
of
just
the
say-
anime adaptation.
Yeah, I guess the best way to put it is that if I don't feel a connection to the characters, then it just feels like fake people, I guess the only real person would maybe be the twins. Maybe. But yeah,
Silver?
that's pretty much it.
I'd give it a 2 edgelords out of 10 small penises.
Okay.
Got it.
It was terrible, and they just the things on the stream going through just reminded me about that little joke that went through like 6 episodes where they kept referencing the main character having a small wang.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about
they
that.
kept doing that.
Yeah, and I was just like, what does this do anything with the story? Are you
That was funny.
Are you saying he's the way he is because he's got a small wang? Like, is he all justice? I need to save the world because he's compensating? Like, why do you keep referencing that? What's it was just so bad. 2 edgelords.
I guess it's my turn.
Yep. Rip it a new one, Diggy. Let it out.
I've already commented on the animation. Just the horrible story directing. Just everything about it was just the worst thing. Granted, not the worst anime I've ever watched, but I've never had an anime actually give me a stomachache. I don't understand. Like, I was cringing inward. It felt like something a high schooler would write and be like, I'm gonna be a manga artist, just because he watched Scried and fucking Gundam Seed, and he was like, I know everything about mecha anime, and he just thought he was making something great, and then when you read it, it's just cringing the entire time in you, and you want to tell him how bad it is. And I'm that person to tell him how bad it is. This anime fucking sucks. It shouldn't have been made into an anime. This should have stayed somewhere buried where no one can watch it. Like, just keep it a manga if that's the case. Like, if they ever want to do a reboot of this, then they should do it as long as it's not done by the same fucking asshole who did this. I hate that we all had to watch it, suffer through it, and the fact that it was so completely dry. Everything, I felt like I gained nothing. Usually when I watch anime, I want to take something in to bring with me to my own life, or to bring with me to the next anime, being like, oh, this is great because of this, right? But this had nothing, no value. No mind nutritional value, kind of,
No
in a way.
dignity.
Nothing, absolutely nothing was good about this anime. But the thing is, I'm not one to neglect hard work. because I do know animating is very hard to do, regardless of how cheap they make it. So I'm not gonna give it a 0. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10. This was awful.
The scale of a 1 to 10 doesn't include 0, so that's the lowest score you can give it.
Oh, I can give it a 0 if I fucking want to. I can give it
I mean,
a
you can give
negative
it a
score
negative 10
too.
if you want.
I could give it a negative score, but they still made it. There are still people behind it, still people who voice acted it and got paid for that shit, and all their efforts aren't in vain. Some cringy ass kid out there at some point really liked this anime, and I hope they never go back to watch it. That way they don't destroy their image of it.
This
I like
is
the voice
someone's
acting.
favorite anime. There is a
This is
human being
someone's
that
favorite
exists,
anime.
and this is their favorite anime
And
of
they've
all
only
time.
watched one because they never watched Gundam. They never watched
Or
Gundam
maybe-
Unicorn,
maybe
any
they've
Gundam,
never
in
watched-
fact.
Or maybe they've watched loads, and this is still their favorite.
Have you,
It's
because
just
maybe
the
they're
one
an
that
edgelord.
supremes all.
This is because they
The
can
main-
relate to the
I
main
am
character.
the hero of justice.
Mark said that the main girl is voice acted by Makoto from Persona 5 and A2.
Oh,
So that's good.
My God.
I genuinely think the English voice acting was alright. I think it was alright. Like listening to the voices, I was like, these are pretty good voice actors.
Yeah, I
Larry,
had
would
to
you
watch
go-
episodes. I had to watch one episode in English dub because the version I was watching was barking, and it was all like artifacted and destroyed.
Mm.
So I had watched the. I watched it was episode 13, and I was about 20 minutes in before I realized I was watching it dubbed and not subbed.
Mm.
Larry,
Like
go
that's
ahead and-
that's how much attention I was paying.
Larry, go ahead and read Mark's review on it.
Oh, alright, let's see, where is it? I gave Gantz a 2 out of 10 and Stride a 5 out of 10. I like this anime more than those, so I give Line Barrel a 6 out of 10. That's pretty reasonable.
Mm.
I wouldn't recommend it to someone, but I don't mind this anime. It wasn't good, but it wasn't trash in my opinion. I wanted to finish it, so it did something for me. So it did it for me. I haven't seen that many mech animes, so I'd probably score this lower if I had. I think if you have seen mech animes, Mark, you probably would do this lowered, but like 6 is reasonable because it was a pretty good story. I think the characters just killed it.
I feel
think
like an
that's just it.
idiot for not just saying Evangelion or Gurren Lagann on the list, because I know either one of those would have won.
I told you to put
And
Gurren
then-
Lagann on the list.
I know, but I was thinking, nah, that's too easy.
It's too easy because like we're here to bash on animes that either people haven't seen or that just isn't in the mainstream. Like Chaika. Chaika's not. Oh, Chaika was a huge fucking meme. We have like right now,
Fucking
like I put
everyone.
Outbreak Company because I knew Outbreak Company isn't mainstream. And I
Nobody
want
fucking
people
watched
to
Outbreak Company. We're the only ones that
Exactly.
watched it, Larry.
I want people to watch it, but no one's gonna vote on it. I'm sad because
Damn,
fucking
I was
Rage
really
and
excited for.
because-
I was really
because
excited for Rage
someone-
Bahamut.
Someone gotta put No Game No Life. Fucking asshole, but that
That
didn't
guy
win
might
yet.
just win, yeah.
But,
I
but
know.
apparently it looks like Chaika might win, which I'm okay
Yeah.
with. But the reason why I didn't say Chaika was because there's 2 seasons that make it a complete anime.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't want to put Chaika on there. Because
I
you
was
don't get
gonna
the full
vote.
story unless you watch season 2.
Doug,
gonna
I'm
vote for
already in a
Outbreak
bad
Company.
mood. I don't want to read that comment right now.
But it was
With all
already
the-
losing really hard.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but with all the-
really easy to shit on Gurren Lagann and Evangelion, Doug.
It is easy.
Someone
just
voted
easy,
for
but
Outbreak
it's-
They're
Company.
good because
Yeah.
they're inspirational and they make you think. They're not good
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it's
any
not
other
because
reason.
yeah, it's a anime that gets your heart pumping. That's like, oh my
They're
god, it
good
makes you-
storylines. That's the
It
thing.
changed me as a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
like,
if
legit-
anything,
Legit.
yeah,
Which
those
one?
lines aren't just lines. They're speeches. They're speeches that hits the heart. That's what it is. With
You
Gurren Lagann.
cannot compare Lion Barrel to Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
It
No,
is
no, no.
Yeah.
We're just
different
talking about it in a
fucking
Yeah,
generality.
we're just
Here.
talking about it. But so are we closing the voting? Because
Please close it before
okay.
before the votes change.
It just jumps all the
gonna
way to
die.
Outbreak Company.
I don't know who voted for Outbreak Company. Has anyone seen Outbreak Company here?
You know I have Larry.
No.
I don't
I-
know.
Oh yeah, it's
No,
10
I
o'clock.
don't
I guess we should end it
Yeah, it's
actually.
closed. I think Diggy, I think Brian made you watch Outbreak Company. Do you remember that one?
No.
No? Okay. I love the color scheme in Outbreak Company. It's really bright. It's not vivid like No Game No Lie,
I'll
but it's
look it
really
up. Hold on.
it's bright and fantasy like. It's actually in English too, which is why I also voted for it. I never seen it in English. But I loved it. It was just a comedy. But we can just talk about Chaika since that's the one that won.
I've never seen it. All I know is that someone asked me to retexture a game and put Chaika's face on the moon.
So who here have seen Chaika? So Echo has
Chaika's
not.
great.
Diggy, have you seen Chaika?
I avoided it because I really hate her character design. But I mean, I'll
What?
watch it.
Silver, have you
I'll
seen
watch it. I
Chaika?
don't think she looks
I have
that
seen
cute.
Chaika.
You have seen Chaika.
I have
Alright, you
seen
guys are gonna love Chaika.
I'm sure
It
I
is
am.
I think Chaika is the epitome of a JRPG.
Yeah, that is
It is-
exactly what I felt watching it the first time. I'm like,
storyline-
this is an RPG right
The
here.
storyline, the way it plays out, it is a perfect representation of a Japanese RPG. You know, you get the two main characters.
You got the party.
They get the quest, they get the new member, and then they travel along with their adventure to fulfill that quest. And
So
in
you're
during
just
those
about
adventures,
to part
you learn more information, you learn more things. In events constantly happen back and forth, back and forth. But in the end, then in the end they reach their goal. Sucks though. This is 2 seasons, but we're only gonna watch the first one, and all it is that there's a brother and a sister, and they meet a girl named Chaika, and she wants to see her father, right, Sunny?
I don't think she wants to see. I don't
wants
want
to
to
see
say
her father.
spoilers.
Yeah, I think she just wants to see her father, and
I
she
need to
goes,
go read this.
"Take me to my father," and they're like, "All right, make a deal with us then," and like, okay, and they make a deal.
No, she's trying to gather her father's remains to give him a
Oh
burial.
yeah, okay. So her father's dead.
That
Her
is in the
father was
synopsis, so we can say
her
that.
yeah, her father was like a huge badass in the story. And he's
But
dead.
don't give us any added detail. Okay, he's dead, and they're trying
Yes,
to
that's in the
find a
synopsis.
burial place.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they're gonna go, and then she wants to look for her dad's body parts because they held mystical powers.
Oh,
and she wants to
Coffin
gather them.
Princess. I
Yeah,
see. Okay,
and she wants to
the...
gather them, and then put them in the grave for her father, and then
Oh, that's
and then
kinda
she goes,
cute.
and she goes, "I want you to help me." He goes, and then the brother and sister goes, "Okay," and
That's all we
As you
need to
know-
know.
And that's it. That's
all
it.
we
Okay.
know.
Okay, that's
That's
it.
all we
Yeah.
need to know.
You'll see why. They do have reasons.
yeah. and
Okay,
they-
everyone, we're gonna be
I don't know
watching
why-
that on October 4th. So next week, October 4th at 8:30. That's when we'll come back here and discuss it. And
just the first
also,
season.
In case
Just
you
the first
guys
season.
haven't heard, we're also gonna be discussing chapter
Berserk.
1 through 7,
8.
1 through 5. Oh,
It's 8.
8. Was it 8?
One
Oh, the
one
chapters
for
aren't up for some reason. Okay,
Is it
1
8?
through 8 on
yeah, to the end of the Black Swordsman arc.
Yeah.
Is it
on
1 through 8?
October 18th. So if you guys want to get started reading on that, because it is very long, even though it's only 8
20th.
chapters, go ahead and... Oh yeah, 20th, that's right, because we're moving it to Friday. That's absolutely right.
If you
So
guys
October 20th. Go ahead and start reading that. You guys can join back here and talk
Yeah.
awesome stuff about Berserk.
And if you guys forget any of the information that we just said, join the Discord. All the announcements are there. And
I
feel
make
free
sure to
to
update
post
it.
Dumb shit.
It's the Discord button down below. It's a button with cat
Yep, it's a
ears with a
giant
Discord
square.
symbol. It has spiky eyes.
Not the one with me on it, the other one.
Yeah. Not the one with the Teletubby, the one with the cat.
I like Chaika.
Chaika's great.
I look
She
forward
had
to
a great-
watching it. I wanted
she
an
had a
excuse
great-
to watch it, to be honest.
She had a great design because all I
I-
felt was
I disliked it because I don't like
it felt-
characters with too much going on.
but that's like
Know what I
every
mean?
Tales game. That's like Tales
Yeah,
games.
but-
That's like
Oh, that's exactly why I dislike the other Tales. Remember, I said it feels like they're like at a fucking disco or something. I hate their character
yeah,
design.
it's fucking- yeah, that's why I was like, this is a JRPG when I watched it. It felt fucking good watching this. But
Older
anyways,
Tales games stuck to basic colors, and everyone just had like one color,
Yeah.
like a lot of lines or whatever, but one color, which I
You know what they-
appreciated.
you know what they stuck to? They stuck to normal fucking outfits that were combat efficient. That's what they stuck to. Not a ripped up
I don't know the name of the character, but the green-haired girl, I like her outfit.
In what game? Tales?
In Chaika, even, sorry.
Oh, Chaika? Oh,
Alright.
she was cool. I fucking love the main guy. Like, the main character was so cool. the main character's fucking cool as shit.
Oh,
Can't wait
one
to
last complaint about Line Barrels. What kind of anime with 24 episodes only has 12 soundtracks? What
A bad
is
one.
this?
And
I mean,
There's
you're
only
right,
12.
you're
There's
right.
only 12 pieces of
There-
music. It's only like
there-
17 minutes long.
There could be more music that you just can't find. Just like you can't find a lot of information about it. There
You know
could
what?
be
You
like
might be
3
right.
other OSTs.
I want you to know,
hate it.
by the way, Diggy, when Chaika came out, it was a meme. She is
It's
a meme.
still a meme. It's
She
still
is
a meme.
She
No,
is
I've
still a meme.
seen all the memes, but I wanted to make
Chaika,
sense.
meme.
Chaika meme.
you've probably
she
seen
is-
the
Oh
the
my
Chaika
God,
noises
Mark.
compilations.
Mark, why? Guys,
Mark did
we all have to
everything.
talk good about Mark until the notification goes away. Mark, you're the greatest person. You made
I
this
talk good about
anime
Mark no
worth
matter what.
watching. I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want to finish this anime, but I know Mark watched it and he suffered through it, so I have
You
to
know
as
what?
well. Come on, everybody.
Mark just
Hey
on.
Mark, your waifu is great, and so are you.
You
Mark,
are a
you're gonna
great
save
waifu.
You're gonna save Diggy's internet problems permanently.
Yeet,
Oh, hi, Mark.
yeet.
Oh, hi,
my God.
Mark.
Come on, everybody. It's not
You-
gone
you-
yet.
you-
It's still there.
you're really-
It's still there. It's a very long alert.
You know, we should do another Mark recommendations again.
Mark,
because
Mark, if you were an anime, you would be 100 lines out of 10 barrels, and that it's not. It doesn't mean that you're bad. It means that you're so good that this anime should have been good as well. But you're like 10 times better if this anime was good. Got him. It's okay. It's
you really
gone.
need to change the timer.
Got him.
Mark,
Dude,
Mark, you're like the
Mar-
original manga instead of the bad anime adaptation of any anime or manga.
that's a
Mark
compliment.
would be
That's really
6
nice.
out of 6 parts of Jesus Christ's body from part 7 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh my god. That's
Mark-
it.
Mark-
We're done with the
Mark is like the Egyptian god card Exodia.
5 out of 5
He-
Exodia cards.
He's like all 5 of them together, and not just the legs.
I only had an arm. I had one arm.
I had the
What am I
head
gonna do with an arm?
My
Mark
first
is-
legendary card was an Obelisk the Tormentor.
I
Mark
had
is,
I had Ra.
10 steel balls out of 10 runs.
Yes.
Or it could be 4 out of 4 actual human balls from part 8 of JoJo.
You're gonna make me watch JoJo. Stop.
Oh, it's just,
Mark,
Alright.
I've
There-
been wanting to watch it for years.
If we ever
Mark
just
is
have a
1
time.
cheer out of 10 heart attacks.
Oh god. So next week is Chaika. Let's make an effort to go do that.
Oh no, Chaika's great. So
Yeah,
it's.
yeah.
I'm not gonna want to kill myself over the next week watching it.
I get to watch a cute girl
Silver,
make cute
every
noises.
anime that you suggest that wins hurts us.
Hey, with Gantz, like I said, I remembered it better than it was.
I did too. I was excited for that one.
So that that's excusable. This one, I hadn't seen it.
Inexcusable.
It was
Death.
just my suggestion, and I didn't even vote for it.
But you suggested it though.
I didn't
Who
even
voted
vote
for it? Who is the fucking trolls who voted for that and it won?
Most of the people that fucking voted, Diggy.
I know,
voted
like
for it.
how? It's just a bunch of fucking trolls out there. Like, oh yeah, let's make them watch this. You
We
know what? I
can't
think I would
go
do the
against
same.
their will.
I voted for Al Noah Zero because that was really great, and I would have loved to
Yeah.
rewatch that.
I know you. The reason why I put Alano Zero because I knew you, Diggy, did not watch it, and I needed you to see that.
And I want
I
to build the
needed you
orange
to
mech
see that
from
one.
Is
I
that
just
the one
wanted to
that
watch
Good
Macross
Smile
Delta.
did? Is that the figure kit that Good Smile did, Larry? The one with the
Alano Zero?
robot with the big hips?
No, that one was a movie. Remember?
Oh, okay.
That one was the Expelled from Paradise. That was a movie.
I voted for Iron Blooded Orphans. That didn't.
Yeah, I
work.
wouldn't even had to watch it because I just watched that like week to week as it came out.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted
So I
to watch.
wasn't
I
gonna
just wanted
vote for
Larry
that.
to watch a Gundam just once, and I thought he'd appreciate that one.
Holy shit!
We should have watched Unicorn. Oh, we should have watched
Oh
Gundam
my
Unicorn.
God, Sonny.
We can make Larry watch a Gundam.
I'll watch
Maybe
one.
that
Okay,
should
well,
be a theme.
well,
Maybe
Diggy's
one day we
gonna-
should do a Gundam theme.
Yeah,
Wait, it's no choice.
Me and Diggy are actually gonna binge Shingeki no Bahamut later.
The second season.
Because we were waiting till the whole thing was gonna be completed, and then we're just gonna chill at my house and just like eat food and like binge it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It-
because
it-
I made
I'm
her watch
very
the first one with
excited.
me, and she
It's
got
really
excited
good.
for that.
I was really hoping that one would.
Have any of you played the game?
Shingeki no
what?
Bahamut.
That's it, there's a game, really?
it's it's a gacha game. It's not like a proper
Oh.
game. It's one of those phone games where you collect characters and do a mini game, like Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh, I didn't know
Um,
that.
but so if you're ever watching Shingeki no Bahamut and you see a character in the background who's like clearly over designed, it's because they're from the game.
Oh, well,
'Cause
the
That's
there's,
fucking
so
anime.
cool. I didn't know that.
There's a scene in season 1, I think, when they're out shopping and it is season 1 because it's Amira, and they're out shopping and they talk to this woman that's at a stall for like 4 seconds, and this woman's like, they quite clearly spent a lot of time drawing her, and she's like a huge character in the game.
Mm. The anime
didn't know
was
that.
fucking. The anime was so fucking good.
I know, right?
Well, the main character in that anime is literally Zidane from Final Fantasy IX, so I immediately grew an attachment to that.
I like the knight Fabio. Favaro.
Favaro?
Favaro's
Favaro!
He's
fucking
the
cool.
best.
He's fucking cool. Anyways,
With this fucking.
we're not gonna watch it. We're gonna watch
Yeah, no,
China,
we're not gonna watch
like-
which is
it.
just
like
as
Afro.
good. Which is
Probably.
just as good.
All right, so we'll see you guys
Alright,
next
then.
week. And
Are we gonna do Divinity, Diggy?
Yeah, we're gonna play Divinity. I don't want to stop
Alright.
playing that.
We're gonna be back in a few minutes. Well, not even a few minutes. I think we're just gonna switch it real fast, right?
Yeah, probably. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry you had to watch that anime. If
I'm
you
sorry for
did.
the people who did watch the anime. I'm sorry. Is that
Sorry
I'm
for
sorry.
suggesting it.
It's
Damn right,
okay,
you fucking
Silver.
suck.
yeah? Whoever told you, Silver, go stab him. Please.
Just drive
Just
to their
find 'em.
house.
Find them and say, "Hey, I found a line barrel in your stomach," and just
It needs to
and then
die.
pull the trigger because it sounds more like a gun.
Knock on their door. Hey, I watched Line Barrel. Oh no! It tries locking the door before you can like bust in.
Oh no! Man.
I just get like a
Um,
lead pipe that looks like the barrel of a gun and just draw a line on it and just beat them with it.
Yeah.
This is
And
what
then
the
go
anime
to
was
Japan,
like.
find the guy. You. He already knows. All right, thank you
just
guys.
Standing there with
Alright,
the line barrel, and I go,
He
"You,
sees you coming,
made
he's
the,
like, "Not
you
again,
made the
no."
anime."
All right, guys. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes with some more Divinity for the night. We're gonna end it with
Alright.
some Divinity tonight.
Okay, so meet us
Bye,
back
chat.
here October 4th if you guys want to talk about Chaika. And yeah, we'll see you guys then.
That's
In
gonna
the
be
meantime,
exciting.
goodbye everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.